It's your fault that you don't make more money every year in your annual review because you are not prepared ahead of time. Now, I get this question all the time from people, both how do you negotiate your salary when you're getting a new job, and how do you negotiate on your annual review time? I will tell you the second one with a detailed method of how to get more money every year on your annual review, but you have to start now and you have to start early with your boss. So this is a very simple process. Number one, you have to create a folder in your email, and anytime you get a win, client gives you a compliment, another coworker gives you a compliment, boss gives you a compliment, that email goes in that folder. Call it kudos, call it keepers, call it bonus, call it whatever you want. That folder has to exist, and you have to constantly, as soon as you get one of those emails, drag it to that folder because you will forget all the kudos that you get during the year. You're gonna need those. Next, you have to have a running document on your computer. This document will be a kind of update anytime you do work on a major project, and it has to be documented then. If you wait, your memory, your scope of contribution, everything else will get tied up in whatever your day-to-day activities will, and you won't keep it consistently. But have a running Word doc or in a Google Doc that you're going to put every single time you contribute on a major project or get something done. Not like I emailed a client today, but like I was a huge contributor to the Johnson project. Client said they wanted to work specifically with me. Customer said that I had great service. There's an email on 824 attached to this. Whatever it is, you keep a running list of everything that you accomplished and you contributed to that was big that year. You have to do this because it's going to prepare you for the next step. If you don't do these first two steps, the rest is wasted. Now, you know when your annual review is. If not, ask your coworkers. If they don't know, ask your boss. Now, your boss will usually set your annual review meeting about 4 weeks, maybe 2 weeks if they're not so great at their schedule, 2 to 4 weeks before the review date. So 2 months before the review date, 2 months. Because remember, your boss is already going to know that they're going to send the emails out for the annual review, and they're already kind of having an idea of who they're going to pay what. And your boss, whether you know it or not, they have a structure of how much they're going to be able to get. Some people are going to get maybe 5% for their top 20% of performers. Everybody in the middle is going to get 3%, and then your low performers maybe get 1 or 2% and get coached out the door. So that being said, what that means for you guys is that you have to get ahead of them even starting to write this review by having to them this document that you're going to create in advance. And what the document is really just an email. You don't have to do it as an attachment and make this fancy. But at least 2 months, not any further than that. Don't go, it's 3 months out, they're going to ignore it. And like, what the heck is this? Who cares? So let's say that your annual review is in March of every year. So like right away, start of February, you're going to send this email to your boss. It's going to be like dated like February 1st regarding annual review. Then you're going to say, hey boss, thanks so much for a great year. Wanted to get my contributions to you before you write my annual review so you can know what I've been able to accomplish this year. Boom. You don't need to make this an extensive list. Don't get detailed. Don't get ridiculous. 10 things tops. List out the 10 major contributions. And again, don't go into detail on the bullet points. Key player on Johnson account, whatever. 4 or 5 words, no more than 1 sentence on each point. 10 points. Now, you have forced your boss's hand whether you understand it or not. The review is not written. You have shown them that you are a high performer in advance. It's very difficult for them to give you medium scores on the review because they already have it in written form where you think your performance is. So now they have to contradict that if they're going to do that. Makes it much more likely because nobody else is doing this to sit down and go, you know what, Bob really contributed a lot. And those 4 or 5% people, he's probably going to fall into that bucket. And so you're getting ahead of his thought process or her thought process, your boss's process on this. Then when you go into the annual review, be friendly, be confident, but if they give you medium scores on everything, you know what? Say, thanks for your point of view on that. I disagree. I think that my effort was really top tier on this because of this. Again, you're reinforcing to your boss in a polite but professional way that you really believe and advocating for yourself on these points, because then your boss will be in the position where they have to decide if they're giving you 3 or 5% or however you guys are structured that year. So this is not difficult to do. This has a added long-term advantage that if you keep this going constantly, you keep your document going constantly, you keep the kudos emails going constantly, that when you go for a promotion that you want within the company or you want a different position or vertical position within the company, whatever it happens to be, that you now have a list of everything that you've accomplished that you can go back to. If you don't have that list, it's all going to be vague memories of stuff without dates, without particulars. You don't want that. So do this as a best practice now anyway, even if it's not just for annual reviews, even if it's for your next job outside of this company or for a better job within this company. That will make you more successful, give you far more bargaining power on your annual review, and you need to get ahead of your boss and be more prepared from them if you want to win the battle of the annual review and your raise.